Today, we are reviewing one of the best budget microphones you can own, the Fifine K669b. Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're reviewing the Fifine K669b microphone, and let's get into the unboxing and see what we get in the box. All right, let's get this thing unboxed. Let's go ahead. I hope you like my gloves, they're pretty cool. This is the box. It's a nice plain white box. Let's go ahead and clean that off. And this is where I try to open it up. And as you can see, I'm struggling with the dullest blue knife in the world. Getting that open. Opening the other side. Good, good, good. Now, let's go ahead and slide that on out and let's see what we got. First thing we have is some type of literature with a man and a woman on it talking about, dear sir or madam, thank you for your purchase, blah, 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 all that other great stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad picture. The next thing is going to be the user guide for the K699 and K699b. That is something. Ooh, look at my modeling. All right. That's just the user guide. Nothing too special about that. It just gives you basic instructions like talking in front of it instead of all that. So we take that off and here we go. The main attraction is the microphone itself. As you can see, it's a nice black and mesh. It's just the overall just really nice looking mic. You can see the condenser right there. It has the volume knob on the front and it has a nice, not long, but it's a okay size USB-A cord, and that's the mount. And yeah, I'm doing a little pressure test there, trying to see, how well that grill is gonna hold up. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so what else is in the box? Let's see. Getting all that stuff out of there. And here is the microphone stand itself. It's a nice little sturdy stand. It is actually, surprisingly, it looks cheap, but in hand, it's a really nice, well-built piece of equipment. And that's it. The stand, the microphone, and a bunch of paper. That's really all you get in the box. Let's talk about build quality. The build quality is surprisingly nice for a microphone under $40. It isn't the best built microphone I ever used, but it's not the worst either. It still feels quality, but it's not like, Neumann U87 AI. If you don't know what that is, it's a very expensive voiceover microphone. This microphone is a USB only mic. You can't put your XLR on there, and it's not a detachable USB. So if something happens to the cable, you have to get a whole new microphone. So the K669b is a condenser microphone. So that lends the question, what is a condenser microphone? Are there any other types of microphones, and how does this compare to those? So the two main ones you're going to come across are going to be condenser microphones and dynamic microphones. So the use cases for a condenser microphone is if you can control your environment, it picks up a lot of the ambiance, the room tone and all that, and it gives a overall experience. You don't have to worry about placement like you do a dynamic microphone. You can have it pretty much as long as it's in like mouth shot of, I don't know if mouth shot's a word, as long as it's in somewhere close by your face, it'll pick you up. With a dynamic microphone, you have to be right there in front of it, and it is for a situation where you can't control your environment. So if you have a noisy environment, or if your neighbors are outside cutting grass, or if the mosquito truck is going by at 9:30 at night, you can control that by having a dynamic microphone and only catching what's in front of it. So why would you need a microphone at all? So if the panorama of 2020 hadn't taught us anything, is that virtual is very important. And just like I've said before, if you're into making Zoom calls or anything like that, audio is so much more important than video. If you've been on a lot of Zoom calls or WebEx calls or whatever the flavor of virtual platform it is, you know that Visually, it's not really appealing, and I really don't pay attention to a lot of the on-screen visuals that I get. It's all about listening. So if you have better audio quality, you can get your message to whoever you need to get it to in a better manner. If you're a video creator and you have a iPhone or some other type of Type-C Android, they sell an adapter that you can use for Type-C to Type-A or Lightning to Type-A. So you can use this microphone on a lot of different things. Also, you can use it for, if you don't have a lot of money and you have a computer, you can use it as a podcast. So anything's better than your onboard microphone, which we'll test in the testing section coming up. Clubhouse is becoming a very popular social media. And I can't tell you as many times as I've been in Clubhouse rooms where the audio is terrible. So just elevating your audio, and if you want to do something like be a Clubhouse influencer, having a little better audio than everybody else is heads and tails above a lot of people. A lot of people are on that app just, ugh, the audio is terrible sometimes. So if you're hearing this now, this is the K669b. This is what it sounds like. I have the volume right here turned to halfway, and excuse how this looks because it is bigger than the receptacle right here is bigger than my thread on my boom arm. So it's just kind of hanging there. So I don't know if that affects the quality or not, but let's do some testing and see how well this thing performs. So there's no processing under this. I may have to boost it a little bit in post so we can hear it, but this is how it sounds. So let's test out how well it rejects what they call plosives. Plosives are whenever you hear people, I can tell you now, it's not rejecting it well. If you hear people say, please, 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 please. So here's what it's going to sound like. Please, why is it goose or geese, but not moose or meese? Let's try that with a filter. Please, why is it goose or geese, but not moose or meese? Me getting real close up to it right now is going to demonstrate the proximity effect. So what is the proximity effect? Think of NPR voice, how deep and rich those NPR announcers sound. It's because they get real close to the microphone and it overloads it with a deeper sound. This is me 3 inches away from the microphone. This is me a foot away from the microphone. The sound rejection test isn't going to work so well on the boom arm because it's not really attached, but I can pick it up and see how well it's going to reject the sound from me just holding it by the microphone stand. So this is me holding it handheld, and you can see how that is how it sounds whenever it's bumped. So let's start comparing this microphone to the other microphones we reviewed on this channel. So this is the K669b. This is how this sounds. No processing, 3 inches away. And let's check in with some other ones. This is the Samsung Q2U. This is how this sounds compared to the Fifine K669b. This is how that sounds on my voice. This is the Samsung Q2U. And this is the K669b. This is the Elgato Wave 1. And this is how it sounds. I think it sounds pretty good. Let me know what you think. And this is it. And this is the K669b. This is me using the S10 with the Samsung voice recorder. This is how it sounds compared to the K669b. So in conclusion, what are my final thoughts about the K669b? Pros, the price. You can't get a better microphone for under $40 than this Fifine K669b. The build quality isn't bad. It's not a cheap feeling piece of equipment. It's not heavy, but it's not plasticky. It has a very nice, solid body to it. The sound is not bad. I mean, it's not a $3,000 microphone, but for $35, it's a pretty nice sound. Some of the cons. It didn't reject plosives like those P's and B's and all that very well, but a pop filter can help that. It doesn't have a way for you to monitor your sound. So you have to monitor the sound on your computer, and that's just one more step that you have to add to your process. I also didn't like the way that it didn't reject the sounds whenever I was tapped on the microphone. It was a very noisy, microphone, but if you keep your hands off of it, it should be okay. But if you like to grab a microphone and do all this stuff to it, it will pick every bit of it up. So would I recommend this microphone for somebody just starting off on their video creation or Zoom calls or even podcasting? Yeah, this is a very good starter microphone. And once you get more money or more talent, you can get a $5,000 microphone and still be talentless. You know, it's more important about you and what you bring to the table than the equipment that you use. But for under $40, I don't see anything better than the Fifine K669b. That's it. If you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this type of video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like this type of video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.